You want me to cancel a policy that I sat through an education session, sat down to put in an application. They submitted my policy and then they sent a laboratory expert to come to my house. They made me to fast. And then they took my blood sample, took my urine sample, checked my vital signs, did my medical record checks, did my background check, did criminal background check, did my driving record, did my immigration status record. And for several weeks, I was praying for an approval. And someone on TikTok wants me to cancel that policy on one phone call. No, this is scary. This has to ring a bell in our head. Who did this to our community? Please beware. Beware. Hello, I want to talk to you today as a mother. It is sadly unfortunate that there is some propaganda going on TikTok about an alleged IUL scams. And they are taking advantage of our ignorance, a lack of education or lack of information to mislead. I have IUL policies. This is one of my, I have them for everybody in my family. Someone sent me a video with panic. Oh yeah, there's a scam, it's a scam. You will never get your money back. So I went to this video. I actually watched the video. And this lady was allegedly saying that people are being misled to get IUL policies and are going to lose their money.
Ton life insurance n'est pas un investissement. C'est la raison malheureusement pour laquelle beaucoup de personnes tombent dans ce genre d'arnaque. Alors ce que je te propose aujourd'hui, c'est de commenter en dessous de la vidéo Policy Review.
And she said she can review your policy. So I requested for a policy review as she said. So she sent me her number and we got in contact. Number one thing I noticed, she did not introduce herself to me. She did not tell me what career she does or on what terms she's operating. She went straight ahead and asked me to open my policy. She opened to a page, and she opened to the page that said that while policy value may be affected by an external index or indexes, this policy does not directly participate in the stock or equity investment. And asked me, did the so-called agent tell you that this is not an investment? I said, yes. The agent that wrote me this policy actually told me that this was not an investment. He said, the so-called agents are actually telling people that this is an investment. I said, the agent did not tell me that this was an investment. He said, what did he tell you? I said, he said that this is a protection. And I thought, oh my goodness, you did not even introduce yourself. Now, the agent who wrote me this policy is someone that is very respected in my life, someone that I know for years. I had to hold myself right and behave mature. For someone to be referring to them as so-called, I really didn't think that was so nice. I did not want to challenge her. I really just wanted to see how far she wanted to take me. So the reason this policy is not participating in the stock market is one of the reasons that I actually got this policy, because I wanted to have a portfolio that is off the variable market, right? She took me to another page that talked about guarantees and non-guarantees. And she was really hyper about it. There are 3 illustrations. She made me to read the guarantee illustration. And the truth here is that my agent did a good job to educate me. I'm someone that is very logical and really like to rely on facts before I take decisions. I don't take emotional decisions. That is why I came to listen to her in the first place. Like, what is going on about this policy that everyone is panicking? So when she took me to the guarantee area, she said that only the guarantee is possible. Guarantee means that that's the only thing that will happen to you. And I read this book, guys, The Family Bank Strategy, on page 137. If you want to read about the guarantees and the non-guarantees, this is what it says. By law, all IUL illustrations must show guarantee mortality charges assumption of maximum expense and guarantee interest rate. In bracket, the floor. So this just means that guarantee is the floor. In an index policy, there is a floor and there is a cap. The floor means that the lowest you can get if the market crashes, which means that you will not crash, but you will make the lowest interest. The cap means the highest you will make if the market is going up. In the case of the policy she was talking about, the floor is 0.75 and the cap is 13%, which means that within that 0.75 and the high of 13%, you are going to fluctuate within that range depending on how the stock market, which means if the stock market is giving you 10%, you also make 10% in your index account. But if you crash, you are guaranteed to not crash. You are guaranteed to remain at 0.75. That's what they say, you are guaranteed to not crash. That's just what it means. They say, while this is mathematically possible, it is impossible for this to happen to your policy for 15 years, 10 years, 25 years, consecutively without you knowing, due to full disclosure in your annual statement. And also, when we have a historic look back, we see that never in the history of the United States has the market crashed and went continuously for 5 years, for 10 years. So this is real. In reality, it's not possible. It has never happened, even during the Great Depression. When the market crashes, it takes like one year, a few months, right? And then it bounces back up. So by law, they are asked to illustrate this project like just assume the market crashes. In the history of America, it has never happened. And if that should happen, guess what? The whole America economy will be in crisis, including the stock market they are trying to advise you to go to. If the market has to crash and sustain for 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, stock market is not where you're going to. Because what she was trying to do, she was telling me that I can actually get a term policy and invest the rest in the stock market. And the stock market is not where to go if your policy should be operating at a guarantee, meaning that the market has crashed and is never coming back up. The stock market will be in the negatives, and that's not where you want to be, right? She told me, why did I get this policy? I told her that actually I'm using my policy to plan for a tax-free retirement. She said, yeah, I can do that with the stock market. I told her that, yes, I have a stock market account. We have term policy. And guess what? This is one of my portfolio. Are we saying that stock market is bad? No. We have stock market accounts. We have term policy. And we've also secured index portfolios because of all the advantages that comes with it. So putting my money in the index portfolio takes it off the IRS system. Strategically, I'm strategically planning for a tax-free retirement. She said, oh, you can do the stock. And then I said, have you ever heard about spend down? Have you ever heard about probate? These advantages come with my portfolio. She also took me to another page of the insurance policy called the cost of insurance. And she said, have you heard that the cost of insurance increases with age and that will chop off your cash value? Now, keep in mind, she's still referring to the guarantee. She's ignoring the other projections, which if you look at the 25-year look back, you see that IUL policies actually operate at an average of over 7% interest. 7 to 8% averagely over 25 years. And that's even higher than stock market. But she disregards that totally and then declares that this is a scam. Something that is recognized by the American government, by the states, right? I went to my CPA and I asked my CPA, I talked to my CPA, and my CPA is a tax coach, is a tax strategist, and is a tax planner. And the good news is that my CPA is also a licensed financial professional. Not all CPAs are. So my CPA said that these tax codes are included in the United States tax law. But a lot of CPAs don't know about it because these buckets don't come to the tax bucket. So they really don't have awareness about it. And also, this is not part of the CPA curriculum until an accountant takes out time to go study and become a licensed professional. They might not be aware of this. So I'm so blessed that my CPA was operating in that dimension. They are the one that told me that I should disregard people randomly saying random stuff on TikTok. Actually, my CPA also told me something that a lot of CPAs and a lot of business owners don't even know, that these policies are actually leveraged as tax strategies for businesses to do their tax planning. They utilize the executive bonus and the key employee benefits for their businesses, and they actually utilize these policies to prove their businesses against creditors and predators. Hi! I said, I'm so blessed to have my CPA who is so knowledgeable about this. Wow. Please don't cancel your policies. And this lady said, cost of insurance increase. I said, of course, that's why term insurance in the first place. Because when you get older, that cost of insurance is high, you can no longer pay. But this policy takes you all the way throughout your life because you've accumulated enough cash value that will auto superfund your policy and still give you access to cash value. She asked me, why did you take this policy? I told her that the reason I took this policy was because of the cash value potential. Number one, it was protection, transfer of tax-free legacy. Number two, I was using it to strategically plan my retirement, tax-free retirement. The growth potential of cash value accumulation. And she said, oh, I have a meeting. I have to run. I'll get back to you to tell you more. And she has never gotten back to me to tell me more. So, what am I trying to say? I'm just trying to say here that because we do not read, because we do not know, or maybe because when they share this information with us, we cannot remember. Someone came to you that knows you very well, that lives in your neighborhood, or is probably your friend, or probably someone that your friend knows, that you know where to meet them, and educated you and got you policies for you and your family. Someone shows up on TikTok that doesn't even have their real name under their account and is able to talk you out of a financial decision. Please, let's not fall for that. I just want to tell you, let's read books, right? There are books that you can read, like this book. Get this book, The Family Bank Strategy. These strategies have been in the US for over 200 years. Just need to learn them. If someone wants to sell stocks, okay, you don't need to make people make wrong financial decisions before getting stocks. Me, I have accounts over there. I have accounts in the variable market. I have accounts in the index market. We didn't say that don't put it there, but don't make people to take decisions that are not good, okay? Do not fall for any person who is actually hyper emotional, talking with a lot of emotionality, trying to make you to take an instant. Do you know that this person told me that we can call the insurance company and cancel my policy because they know that the people working on the phone line are not experts. If you call and say, I want to cancel, all they do is click, they're going to cancel. So please don't fall for that. Do not cancel your policy. I repeat, do not cancel your policy. Thank you so much and talk to you next time.